Yo, my brethren, guess what time it is? It's coffee time with B.Jr. Oh, okay, guys. If you haven't tuned in before, coffee time's kind of a newer little spot I'm doing on my channel from time to time. Just going to film one of these up ever so often when I'm sitting around with my coffee, killing time in the morning or whenever. Just gives me time to sit around and vlog a bit about subjects in or around the movie world. Things that aren't really worthy of a full-on movie update or a movie review or anything like that. Just basically junk talk. Just little subjects that I like to talk about just for my own personal needs. And also to drink some great coffee. That's right. Because we all know how I love caffeine. You wouldn't like me without caffeine. That's right. What I want to talk to you today, guys, about is something I've happened on from the advice from Kakalaki Movies guys over there at another YouTube channel that I frequent a lot. Blu-ray, Blockbuster Blu-rays. Previously viewed Blu-rays, mind you. And as always, I live by the two words, used works. If it's good quality, they're not scratched or anything like that, go ahead and spend a little bit of coin and get them for cheap. I've got a trio of used Blu-rays here from Blockbuster. Of course, you got the rental boxes here. I'm going to have to find me some blank cases or something soon and upgrade these cases. But I thought I'd just go ahead and tell you guys, more importantly, there's always a purpose. Tell you where they're at. Go to, if you can find a Blockbuster in your hometown that's still surviving, still on the streets surviving, you know, and hadn't closed its doors up yet. They're selling off a lot of previously viewed movies. And let's go back in time here a little bit. Whenever I first started collecting movies, I had a ton of VHS, and most of them came from Blockbuster, much like the Blu-rays and the DVDs are coming from now. It was my first start in movie collecting. We used to get VHSs anywhere from $5 to $10 back then, comparable to the same price as now. Whenever they'd been out for a while, close to a year, they'd put them on their little racks where you could go and buy the previously viewed tapes. That was probably my first experience with buying previously viewed movies, and that's been kind of the hook that's been taken ever since, because I would say all the movies you see behind me in my collection, I would say about at least 65 to 70% are all used. That or traded or something of that nature. They're not brand new movies. I don't pay full price. You won't ever catch me paying full price unless I've got a gift card or some other means of working that out. It's just not something I like to do. Plus, it helps make the collection grow beyond your wildest dreams. Go over to your local Blockbuster, though, guys. More importantly, because you can get some really great titles or movies that you want to upgrade from standard def up to high def without really hurting your pocket a whole lot. These were three movies that I don't think were on HD DVD. You know, I'm a big fanatic of HD DVD. But ones that I did want to pick up on Blu, but I just didn't want. I already either had them on DVD or didn't have them at all, and just wanted to wait for the right time. These were all $6.99 a piece. This one is Risky Business. Being a product of the 80s, this is just one of those had-to-have movies. It's got some pretty decent special features behind the scenes with it. The disc is in pristine condition. I just got to upgrade the case. I'll probably rock this for a little while until I can get some blank ones. But previewed, $6.99, Risky Business. The other one I got here, guys, is one I already had on DVD, but I heard the Blu-ray is pretty cool. Not the best zombie flick by George Romero, but it's Diary of the Dead. And it's funny, I've grown to like Diary of the Dead more. I watch this one, I like it better than Land and light years beyond Survival of the Dead. But and it's funny how more viewings of Land of the Dead, it gets worse every time I see it. I don't know. That's a story for another day. But Diary of the Dead, Blu-ray, $6.99. Can't beat it with a stick. Or I guess you could, but it would hurt the disc. Anyway, guys, here's a classic. Oliver Stone is a good director, I'll just say that, but he's kind of hit and miss for me. I don't like every single thing the guy's ever made. But this is one that really, it's not so much a crowd pleaser, but it's just one that's always been really interesting to me. JFK, got it for $6.99. Does have all the same special features, it looks like, as the special edition DVD I've got up there. But it was a good cheap way to get it on high def format and upgrade at the same time. There again, that's just a little trio of Blu-rays while I'm just kind of sitting here spitball talking and doing a little vlogging with you. More importantly, get out to your local Blockbuster, man. Get them before they're gone, because the video stores, I guess that's another good subject we could talk about one day, is video stores are a dying breed. Everything's going to Netflix, Redbox, and digital downloads. A medialess society is upon us. I hate to even say those words because you know me. Obviously, I'm a guy that likes to have the material in his hand. I like to feel the movie. I like to caress it as I watch the movie. I know I paid my money and I got something whenever I paid my money. Anyways, I guess I'll talk about a little sickness here. I did make a Laserdisc purchase recently. Now, you're going to laugh at me. Oh, Laserdisc, here he goes again. But I'm going to tell you about a little sickness I've got. Not a whole lot of people know about it. I've never made it known on my movie channel here. Walter Hill, the director and producer of many films to everybody's liking. I like most of his films that he's either produced or directed over the years. He's brought a lot of entertainment. As I was saying there, the good old telephone went off there. Sorry about that, guys. Walter Hill, one of my favorite 80s directors. I watched a ton of his films growing up, from 48 Hours to another film that's not talked about much. Extreme Prejudice is one of my faves that he's done. The Warriors is a good gang movie to watch. The guy is just, and he did Geronimo, a good Western. I mean, he's done a lot of Westerns too. The Long Riders, I believe he directed that one too. Guys, one of his films that not a lot of people talk a whole lot about, and it's definitely a cult classic now. For the life of me, I can't figure out why this one tanked so bad at the box office. It has this reputation of tanking at the box office so bad, but the movie's got a little bit of everything in it. It's got a great cast, great supporting actors in it as well. It's got a good story. It's rated PG. I mean, just about anybody could watch it if they wanted to. It's got good comedy, action, music. I mean, it's got a ton of music in it. The movie, of course, is Streets of Fire. I'm an ultimate fan of Streets of Fire. I realized this the other night because I noticed that I own this movie now on 3 dead formats. The best of which to view this movie, right now at this point in time, I don't think it's out on Blu-ray yet, is HD DVD. This movie looks great, it sounds great, there's not a whole lot of special features, due in part to Walter Hill has a history of not wanting to do quote-unquote special editions. He likes to let his movies speak for themselves, kind of like Kubrick did. And it's sort of, you know, I think The Warriors is the only one that, to my mind, that he's really sat down, done some interviews about, and done some reworking, a director's cut, and things like that on. I'm just hoping that one day this movie right here will finally find the special edition venue that it deserves, because this is one of those movies that not a whole lot of people talk about, but it's one of those that I never get tired of, especially in the Walter Hill catalog. I don't know. It's kind of hammy in some spots, and the acting's not really that great, I'll go ahead and tell you that, but the story, it's just kind of set in the 50s, and it's most of it's shot on an indoor stage, if you can believe that. It's just got great special effects for its time, good music numbers in the movie. I mean, you know, it's just one of those kind of classic, guilty pleasure 80s movies that I really enjoy. I watched this HD DVD the other night, and I was really thrilled again to see the picture quality so great, the music sounding so good. I don't know, I can't say enough about it. It's just one of my favorite Walter Hill movies. It doesn't get a whole lot of recognition, much like Extreme Prejudice. I wish they'd finally put out a special edition of that one too, at least in widescreen. This one there again, anamorphic widescreen, the best way to get it right now, HD DVD. Just for giggles, I dug this out of the VHS vaults downstairs. I have my ex-rental Streets of Fire VHS from back in the day. It's got that cool plastic thing on it there, and there's the back. The same cover art basically as the HD DVD. This tape right here has so many miles on it, I'm about afraid to play it anymore because it'd probably break inside the player. It's that old. Doesn't sound good, doesn't look good. It's of course full screen. But just while I was going over the Streets of Fire sickness here, I don't have a whole lot of my Streets of Fire collection yet, just these 3 items. The most newest one in my Streets of Fire collection so far is this Laserdisc that I picked up recently. What's interesting about this one, guys, is that it is it has the cellophane still on it. This is a sealed, pristine condition Laserdisc. It's never been opened, never been played. I think I'm going to leave it that way, mainly for collector purposes. See, there's Willem Dafoe on the back. He's the main bad guy in the movie. If you haven't seen Streets of Fire and you want something different to watch, and kind of the action adventure genre kind of, and music induced 80s movie kind of genres, you could do a lot worse. Pick up Streets of Fire on a rental maybe and try it out, see if it's your cup of tea. If you like it, if you like the style of the movie, I highly recommend HD DVD if you're down with the revolution there, the HD DVD revolution. Because it is the best, in my opinion, the best format to pick this movie up on, and I really enjoyed it, viewing it a couple times now so far. It has a 1.85:1 ratio widescreen, Dolby Digital Plus 5:1 audio, surround sound. I think that's what makes all the difference right there is the surround sound on it. And it's got good bass to it too. But I had to have the Laserdisc. I paid about $5 for this. I won it on an auction on eBay. It's just a good collector's piece. It retains the original cover art. The only thing I can never figure out on this Laserdisc here, why in the world they put Rick Moranis down there in the corner? I think they just put Willem Dafoe on there. I mean, he would have been cooler to be on the cover, but he's on the back. So, anyways, guys, Laserdisc, HD DVD, and good old VHS of Streets of Fire. It's a growing sickness. My next Streets of Fire items, I guess, are going to be hopefully a one-sheet poster if I can find a good deal on it one day, and possibly the soundtrack. I got to see if I can locate a good CD or a tape of the soundtrack maybe. Just for collecting purposes, something to collect, something to goof off with. Guys, I think the coffee's getting a little cold here, so I'm going to go and chill out for the rest of the evening. Hope you've enjoyed coffee time once again. Just a random vlog spot in or around the movie genre. Take care, dudes. Comment if you will, and I'll catch you next time. Rock on.